Hello friends, my name is Alex. For 5 months now, I've been living in an abandoned house on an abandoned homestead located in the Ukrainian Carpathian Mountains. In this video, I'll explain why I live here, answer your questions from the comments about whether I can be forced to leave, and I'll also share my plans for the future. First of all, I want to explain why I moved into this abandoned house. Exactly 1 year ago, I was discharged from military service for health reasons and removed from the military register. I served for 2 years in the armed forces of Ukraine, and for a year and a half of that, I was in the combat zone defending Ukraine. After I was released, I returned home to my village in the Poltava region, which is located not far from the Russian border. Drones, Shaheds, and rockets were constantly flying over the village. They were being shot down, and I couldn't get any proper sleep. I stayed at home for about a week, sorted out all the paperwork, grabbed my gear, got in the car, and drove to the Carpathians. For about 3 weeks, I hiked in the mountains, built some shelters, prepared food, and just enjoyed the peace and quiet. I really needed that to improve my psychological well-being. After 3 weeks in the mountains, I decided to move to the Carpathians permanently. I remembered this abandoned homestead. I used to come here as a child. I knew some of the people who lived here. I called the owners of this house and asked for permission to live here. They replied, "Yes, if you have the desire, you can live here for as long as you want and do whatever you want," because they have absolutely no need for this place. And so that's how I started living here. I often get questions in the comments asking if I have some kind of legal contract with the owners, because they might kick you out after you've done all this work and just tell you goodbye. No, I don't have any kind of contract. We have a good friendly relationship and have known each other for a very long time. This hamlet has been abandoned by practically everyone. There's only one family left, about 2 kilometers from me. And this hamlet has already been removed from the list of settlements. It's not even on Google Maps. The new owners, they haven't even officially accepted the inheritance. After their parents passed away, they never transferred the property into their own names because they have absolutely no need for it. And they told me I can live here for as long as I want, do whatever I want, whatever I see fit. I think that officially they aren't even the owners of this territory and this house anymore. All they have is the inheritance, which they never acted on, and they never transferred this house into their own names. A man with a mental illness lived here for about 10 or 15 years. He would bring trash into the house, and nobody could do anything about it. When his relatives came, he would get very angry and wouldn't let them touch anything. God forbid anyone said anything to him about it. He died about 5 or 6 years ago. And the new owners, his heirs, they never even came here. They didn't clean anything. They just abandoned this place and had no intention of ever coming back. So I came and first of all I cleaned up all the trash. For the first week or two, I lived with my relatives at my cousin's place. And we would come here every single day, bring along some building materials that we needed for the repairs, and clean up the trash. This is the amount of stuff, friends, that my brother and I are carrying in one trip. gasoline, 2 backpacks full of food, a string trimmer, and these containers with various tools and materials, garbage bags. You asked about electricity. I have these 2 solar panels. They're small, left over from my time in the service. This is the second trip for today. We're carrying 2 large backpacks full of different materials. A sleeping bag, clothes, and the other part of the string trimmer. And the third trip for today. We've got essential tools, comfortable sleeping pads, warm sleeping bags, and the bags are completely full. This is the last trip. We won't be making any more trips today. My brother is helping me. We're carefully stuffing the bags with as much as we can possibly carry. Today I brought food and tools and various materials. Starting tomorrow I'll be living here. First we cleaned up one room, the one I later started living in. We whitewashed it. I made a small bed, created some basic conditions, and I started living there so I could get more work done. Then I started preparing for winter. I put up some temporary insulation on the house, installed a pot-belly stove, and now I live here. The cold is setting in now, so I'm going to improve my conditions inside the house a little. I'll also sort out the electricity. I'll bring a generator, a large solar panel, batteries, everything I need. When the snow falls, I'll start clearing the garden and pruning the trees. And in the spring, when it gets warm, I'll get to work on construction. I'll start restoring the old house. I'll completely replace the roof and replace all the wood that has rotted. I understand that it would be better to build a small house and much cheaper, but I really enjoy transforming and restoring. I want to answer another question. Is my life here beneficial for me? Of course it is. Here it's quiet and peaceful. I sleep well. The air is clean and the spring water is pure. Every month I visit my doctor and get a full checkup. I also try to travel. There are so many beautiful places here to go, to see, and to walk around. There's Lake Sinever in the mountains, which I visit often. Also a dedicated facility for the care and rehabilitation of brown bears. Misha. Mishka. Oh, you are a very handsome one indeed, my friend. Different farms with different animals where you can walk around on a day off, have a look, and much more. All of this is also good for me. Also, some cats came to live with me, and that really lifted my spirits. First, a mother cat and 2 kittens came. They were very wild. I don't know. Maybe they were born somewhere in the forest. Maybe someone threw the cat out and she heard that I live here and brought these kittens to me. I couldn't even see them at first. I set up a trail camera to see what they even looked like. Then they've gotten a bit used to me, but still, they won't come into my hands. They walk around about 5 meters away from me. I feed them well so they can grow, and they live here with me. And then another cat came along. So now I have 4 cats living here. Friends, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.